Hello 100 Kid now, what's up people? Back with another video, and today we're reviewing Fulham 2, Ipswich 2. Before we get into anything though, you know we got to do the shout outs. Massive shout outs to Angel Care Homes for all your care needs in the Black Country and Birmingham area. Massive shout outs to Mark Darcy for all your formal menswear needs. And of course the Desi Ballers highlighting all South Asians at all levels in the beautiful game. And like I say each and every time, if you ain't already, or if you're brand new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and turn the notifications on. Now let's get to it. So I did predict in the preview, I did say it would probably be a draw. I did say a 1-1, and I said I would take a draw. But the way the game unfolded, it felt like a sucker punch. It felt, it felt like we deserved more from it. And the frustrating thing with it is you've got a very good Fulham team, and I think we kind of nullified them, really. I know they had a lot of shots and all the rest of it, but I can only really count Walton making one good save that he had to make. Oh, actually, maybe two. There was one at the end, wasn't it? Right at the end. But other than that, we weren't really threatened by them. I mean, in terms of the formations and all the rest of it, so Fulham lined up with a 3-4-3 or 5 at the back, depending on how you want to look at it. I thought they'd revert back to their 4-2-3-1, but they didn't. And obviously, at top they had Jiménez, Iwobi, and Wilson. Wilson is a player that's got immense talent, obviously, clearly a talented player, but I don't get the attitude. Like, you're telling the referee, and there's a clip there, you're saying, fuck off, you cheating bastard. You're saying that to the referee, and you didn't get a yellow. I mean, the referee was a bit weak on some areas, but I'll get on to him in a bit. But, yeah, that was like, I don't know what you did there. Like, just relax, man. You're a footballer. I can't remember who it was, but one of them, man, had to actually like push him away, like one of the own Fulham players. But yeah, I thought he was a bit of a donut, and I don't really think he created a lot, to be honest. And then for us, obviously, it was as predicted. Slight changes, obviously, because so obviously Ben Johnson did come in. Smodics was in, but Broadhead kept his place because Amari was out. I understand that was a groin strain, and he wasn't going to play in the FA Cup against Bristol. Probably may now miss Brighton, but hopefully back for City. Obviously McKenna will come out and do some press conferences in the week or whatever about that. And then when the game started, you thought, okay, we know what we're going to do. We're going to soak up the pressure and try and hit him on the counter. And we were doing that to a T. And I think that link up with Broadhead in the lap and even Schmodics as well is really good. I've been talking about Broadhead for a while to bring him back into the team. He's finally back into the team, and he's showing why. He's at that level. Some of the passing and the intelligence. The first goal as well, that's down to Brody and Delap. Delap really strong running. We'll get onto him in a bit. But, it's Brody's ball, and it's a beautiful ball to the back post. Ben Johnson obviously headers it, goes past to the keeper. We thought it went in, so we were all celebrating, hence why I didn't actually get the footage on the old vlog or whatever. And then it bounces back to Schmodics, and I think he hits it and takes a slight deflection, but goes down to Schmodics' goal. He's going to score, man. Like, away from Portman Road, he seems to score, man. It's a well-taken finish. And obviously, we're buzzing at that point because it's like, okay, cool, we've got something to defend now. And, in predictable fashion, as you'd expect, Fulham, because we scored, about the 38th, 39th minute? And there was only like a minute of injury time. And those last kind of 5-6 minutes, Fulham were trying to throw everything at us, but we were dealing with things. So you can see I don't know whether it's the Mourinho influence or whatever, or something McKenna's picked up, but defensively making us very compact. I've talked about this before when I said we should play 5 at the back. But we go very compact in terms of, okay, you can play with the ball out on the wings and all the rest of it. We'll stop the crosses coming in. But then when the crosses do come in, we've got all our defenders, all tall, all powerful, all really good in the air that will deal with it. And Walton, again, coming and catching and claiming everything, man. So, defensively, we were solid, and you thought really good. Went into half-time, just like we had on Monday against Chelsea, 1-0 up. And, there's belief that we can weather whatever Fulham are going to throw at us and maybe nick another goal. And then second half kicks off and there's some really good chances. Fulham, I think, was it a Wolby? Ball comes in and he goes for a diving header at like their back post. So it's coming from the right wing, like their right wing. And again, all this footage will be on the vlog. So if you haven't seen it, click the vlog. You'll see all that there. But I think he just heads it wide and it's a really bad miss. Like he should be hitting the target. And maybe if he hits the target, he equalises. And then I think it's Wilson. Is it Wilson that gets fouled for the penalty? It is a foul. It's a penalty. There's no disputes there. It's a challenge where, you know, I think it was Sammy Morsey. I think he obviously fouled him or whatever. And from then it's like there's nothing to dispute. I know it went to VAR, but at that point you were like, look, even from the footage, hopefully again you can see that on the vlog, but even from the footage, you could see there was some sort of connection. You couldn't tell who it was, but you could see there was some sort of connection there. So yeah, right call there. And then their man takes a penalty. Jiménez still obviously doing Wolves a favour. And it's one of those because it's some people say it's a poor penalty, but he's sent Walton the wrong way, and then Walton's tried to adjust himself, but because Walton's shifted all his body weight because he thinks he's going the other way, by the time he gets that way, you know, he's not going to get down in time. So, you know, it's a good penalty, man. It's back of the net, 1-1, and then kick off, bang, ball down into the box, and the lap. Now, for me, I don't think it's a penalty. Well, let me rephrase that. I think it's a penalty, just like I thought Chaplin's was against, was it Leicester? But that wasn't given. So I don't, if that was like a coming together. So this for me was the same thing. Although, and I haven't seen any like match of the day or anything, the only thing I could say is that if it's the other defender that's clipped Delap's back foot or whatever, rather than the actual defender that he's collided into, because if you look, there's two defenders. So I'm not too sure. If someone knows, let me know in the comments. But yeah, man, either way, it was a bit of a soft penalty. But Delap, the form he's in, he ain't gonna miss, man. Buries it bottom corner, celebrates in front of us. You've got his dad and his mum behind us all celebrating as well, singing Liam Delap Alele. And yeah, man, what a feeling. We've got back in front. You know, that character and stuff that we'd shown last season in the Championship, we were slowly showing that again this season. And then again, we weathered their storm, and then we had a couple of good chances as well. You know, Brody has a really good chance. He's unlucky. I mean, he's close to getting a Prem goal, isn't he? I don't know if he scored for Everton when he made an appearance for them previously, but either way, I think he's going to get his first Ipswich Town Premier League goal in the coming weeks. And then, right at the death, Jack Clark running down, has the shot, does all the hard part, has the shot, beats the keeper, hits the post, and you're like, oh. And then straight from that, and again, I've got all this on the vlog, but straight from that, goes down the other end. Davis fouls and here's a bit of it's a tired challenge. I don't want to use the word lazy, but it's a tired challenge. And yeah, it's another penalty. And then you're just thinking, okay, hopefully he's going to try the same stuff, you know, Jiménez and miss, but nah, he doesn't. And that's a really good penalty, top bins. Even if Walton went the right way, I don't think he's saving that. I don't think any keeper's saving it, to be honest. But Jiménez may be a Fulham player, but he's still doing Wolves favours. 2-2, and then at that point, it was just don't throw it away. Think about Brentford and stuff like that. So, you know, we held on in the end. Overall, you know, there's lots to be positive about. It's just the manner that the draw came about made it feel like a defeat. But yeah, man, like I said, many positives to see out there. I know we conceded 2 goals, but they were 2 penalties. We didn't concede from open play. You know, we restricted Fulham to very little. A lot of their shots were coming from outside the box anyway. And, you know, that's home and away now that we haven't lost to Fulham. I know we haven't beaten, but, you know, we haven't lost to Fulham, who are clearly a top 10 Premier League team. and probably will finish in the top 8 and get maybe a Europa Conference spot as well. And then yeah, just a word on the Fulham fans, man. I was quite surprised to see large sections of, I think is it the Riverside stand or whatever, that was, it was to our left, the large stand, but there was loads of seats empty. And I know you think, okay, well, you're not, playing like Man City, Man United, Arsenal, or whatever, but you're a team doing well in the Premier League. Just beating your arch rivals on Boxing Day, something you haven't done for like, what was it, like 30, 40, 50 years or something. So on a bit of a buzz. I know you drew 2-2 with Bournemouth, but still, Bournemouth are a good team. But yeah, from a Fulham perspective, I would have thought that they would have been a bit more optimistic, and that would have resulted in people coming to the game. But yeah, man, it definitely wasn't a sellout. And to be honest, I know there was a couple of Ipswich fans that were kicked out in the home end, but I know there was lots of Ipswich fans in the home end. And then like there was no atmosphere as well. So I don't know, maybe it's the way modern football is, and you get more and more what they call them, day trippers or whatever, but there literally was no atmosphere. I know generally home sections compared to the away sections are never as noisy, obviously, but there's some noise. There's lots of grounds we've been to this season that have created an atmosphere, but there was zero atmosphere. Even at one point, they had to put subtitles on for the Fulham fans. They had the screens, like the boards or whatever, saying "Come on Fulham" or whatever. Then they started saying "Come on Fulham." It was very, yeah, like American, like NBA, NFL type of style, if that makes sense, man. It was corny, cheesy, and a bit of a crap experience, to be honest, if I was a Fulham fan, man. So let's get to some player ratings then. Christian Walton, really good to see him in the side. He's the one criticism we've had of Walton in previous seasons has been his distribution, and the ball at his feet. I think he's fine with that. And yes, he's not going to be as comfortable playing the shorter passes or whatever, but he can play it long and get us out of trouble. And the players we have, and we'll get onto people like Delap and everything, they're able to hold that ball up and bring other people into play. So it does suit us. And he made some really good saves, especially, there's one in front of us in the first half, again, on the vlog. Ball comes in and he gets down really quick. For a guy who is, he's massive, and what is he, 6'6", 6'7", probably taller than that. I mean, his dad's fucking massive as well. But he got down really well, smart save. And what I liked about the save is many keepers, some keepers can do that as well, but they parry it into the danger area. He parried it away. Do you know what I mean? So, again, very smart goalkeeping. He's not just a really good shot stopper as well. He's a very intelligent goalkeeper as well. Leaf, not one of his strongest games, obviously. Gave away the penalty at the end. Got forward pretty well. There were some good instances where he beat their right wing back. Left them for dust. And there were some good defensive plays from him, but he'll be disappointed. No one's probably more disappointed about that penalty than Leaf himself. But he'll learn from it. I remember when he gave away a penalty against Bolton on his debut at Portman Road right in front of us, and people were writing him off then. And look at what a player he's become. So bad day at the office for him. Not complete disaster. Like I said, I think he did have some good periods of play. But obviously undone by that late penalty, or that late foul, if you like. Greaves, up there for man of the match for me. Really solid. He was solid at Chelsea. He was solid at Arsenal. And yesterday he was standout, man. Heads everything. Really reads the game well. Confident on the ball. Just nothing phases him. There was some. When was it? I think it was the first half. Yeah, it would have been the first half because obviously they're defending in front of us. And the ball's coming. It's a really good ball from their left wing. And Greaves is, he must be about 4 or 5 yards away from this player. He covers the ground, goes for like a diving header, but goes for a diving header at like, 7 foot, 8 foot tall, if you think about when the ball's coming in or whatever, and wins the ball like comfortably. Like, yeah, man, he is just a solid player. Getting back to his best, obviously was out with that. Was it hamstring injury? Was out with that. But showed real good signs at the beginning of the season, and again now showed the same. Getting back to that best. And I said before, we talk about Davis and we talk about Delap, but Greaves is another one that's going to definitely be in the England squad in years to come. Wolfie, another solid game from Wolfie, man. Been out of the team for a while, come back in for Arsenal, come back in for Chelsea, now Fulham. Just comfortable on the ball, heads everything, wins everything. He's going to block everything as well. He literally puts his body on the line. And you could see, at 90 minutes when they come over and applauded us, you could see the disappointment in his face as well. He's one of our own. He's come through the academy, and it's so beautiful to see him playing in the Premier League. And hopefully he's going to be playing and we'll get some more wins and points, and he'll play a big part in us surviving this season. Dara O'Shea, I think I'm president of the Dara O'Shea fan club. Nah, actually, that's a lie. I'm vice president. I got a big up Saj, because he did say to me in the pre-season video, and go have a look at that, that's in the back catalogue, but he did rate him and he said to me, yo, he's going to have a big season. And he's just solid, isn't he? Just, again, wins everything, comfortable on the ball, quick, turn a pace. You're not turning him, you know what I mean? Just a really good player. And what is he, 26, 27? So, you can see. I like how vocal he is on the pitch as well. Definitely a leader. Ben Johnson, solid. Really solid player. Had a shaky start to his town career, but really come on leaps and bounds lately. I think the turning point was it the Tottenham game, or who did he play before Tottenham? Was he in the squad then? But yeah, he's just been on it. Can get forward really well. Wins the ball well. Even the defensive shape. So when we're defending in the back, he's just there at the right places. Able to block the shot. I remember there was a chance in the first half. Ball comes across and their man's probably got a free header or a free kind of shot into an open net because it's beaten Walton, who's at the front post. But Johnson gets across. He gets there first, and then he wins the foul as well. So solid from him. Really good right wing back. Kayust gets better and better each game, innit? Again, staying in the Premier League means we get him permanently. So, never mind all the other reasons we want to stay. That's got to be up there for staying up, isn't it? Dictates that midfield really well. Breaks lines. And you know what it is? Because he's a tall guy. He's quite lanky, innit? He's got like quite long legs, if that makes sense. He's able to just nick the ball and get round. He reminds me a bit like, do you remember what? And I'm not saying he is like the same player, but remember Yaya Toure, the way he used to be in the middle and like he'd just be there with the player and just nick the ball from around the corner, and then just kind of glide through the midfield or whatever and just take the ball upfield and then set the team off as well. He's got that similarity in there, I think. Sammy, a bit like Leaf again. Not his, not a good day at the office, if you like. Not a bad performance because I think, again, he won a lot of duels. He got us up the pitch, really worked well in that middle with Jens and really kind of set us on our way when we needed to attack. And, body on the line and all the rest of it when we're defending. But yeah, no one's going to be more disappointed about that than him. It's a tough one to take, but he's a professional, man, and we'll move on. So... we need to put that to the back of the head. Just like with Leaf, like these two have been arguably our best players over the last 3 years. One little mistake, and at the end of the day, I know it's not okay. We'll look at it. We could have won. Yes, we could have, but we didn't lose, right? So we have to look at the positives because we can't change the result. Like, there's no time machine. We're not going back in time. Can't go fire up the DeLorean and go back to the future. Do you know what I mean? It's not happening. We just have to move on. And yeah, like I said, he'll be disappointed. But knowing Sammy, the player he is and the person he is, he'll move on, and that will give him more fire and push on. And the next couple of performances, I can't wait to see. If I was a betting man, I'd definitely put on him to score in the next couple of games. Nathan Broadhead, oh mate, I don't know how many times I said it, but he's a Premier League player. You can see you don't leave our joint top goal scorer out from last season. You don't leave him on the bench. I get it, he was injured, but he offers so much and he's so exciting to watch. Like when Broadhead's on the ball, something's going to happen. There various times he was bringing the ball down, bringing in the lap, just finding a, crossfield ball on his way, or running at defenders, making them backpedal and then putting us in dangerous positions and all the rest of it, man. He is a ball carrier. And he's a big reason we won against Chelsea, because the combination of him and Amari, you got two really good ball carriers with the effectiveness, can't even say that word, with the effectiveness of Liam Delap up top, being a bully that he can be, that is the recipe. But yeah, real solid performance from Nathan Broadhead. Now, for me, he just misses out on being man of the match. But real solid performance. He's definitely up there, but he misses out on that top three, so to speak. Sammy Schmodics, away from home, he's a player you want to bring in just because of that pressing ability as well. And obviously, when we travel away, he likes to score a goal. So he don't like to score at Portman Road unless it's against Ipswich, it seems. But when we travel, he seems to find the back of the net. And, well taken goal in the right place at the right time. But what I love about Sammy Schmodics is his pressing ability. He hassles defenders. He hassles attackers. Like, opposition players, it's a long evening for them when they're playing against Sammy Schmodics. Liam Delap. I told you guys before, and I might have been the first one to be on the hype train about Liam Delap and saying he was going to the very top. But I said he's the better Harry Kane. And hopefully you can see what I mean. And I know it's a lot of pressure to put on his head and all the rest of it. Rare. But listen, Liam Delap, power, strength, finishing, pace. It's everything you want in a striker. And he's ours. And it cost us 15 million plus add-ons. And if you want him, you need to come with at least 100 million. And I'm not even joking. Really well taken penalty. Obviously wins the penalty. The first goal as well, to link up with Broadhead. And then obviously Broadhead crosses it in and we score the goal. But, real positive play. And just a touch, like, you talk about target man. Like, the man's jumping up 7 foot, 8 foot in the air and bringing it down on his chest like it's nothing, while he's got a big defender behind him trying to bully him. And he's just doing it like it's just a joke to him sometimes. Like, it seems light work, easy almost, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, 8 Premier League goals for Liam Delap in his debut season, and we ain't even got to the end of the season. I said double digits. I said he's going to the top. Gotta start listening to me, people, man. So then in terms of man of the match, top 3 for me. Third, I'm going to go with Sammy Schmodics. Again, the pressing ability, the goal, everything. He was top draw. And like I said, it wasn't just the goal that I like about him. It isn't just the positive play, getting forward. It's that defensive side. The guy goes to have a shot in the first half, was it? After I think we'd taken the lead. We're weathering their storm. They take a short corner. The guy thinks he's Amari Hutchinson. He goes to have a shot, and Smodic says, "Not today, mate." Closes him down. Slide tackle. Blocks the shot. Ball goes away. That is Sammy Schmodics. Pressing ability. Him and Chaplin are probably the best in the squad for it, and we got a team full of pressers. So it tells you how good they are. But yeah, man, real solid performance from Sammy Schmodics. In second, Liam Delap, ole. Like, what a boy, man. Like, I said to you, 100 million, and I'm not even joking, because there aren't many centre forwards in world football. If you're telling me Solanke was 60 million and he's 27 years old or 28 or whatever, and it's not exactly like he's doing well at the moment, what's Delap worth? And I know you're saying, well, it's one season or whatever. Cool. I tell you what to do. Leave Delap with us for another season when we stay in the Prem next season. and then you can take him the following season for 200 million. There aren't players like Liam Delap in world football, and he's only 20, 21 years old. Like, he's got a good 10, 15 possibly years of football at him, and the man hasn't peaked. It's scary. Number one, I gotta give it to Jacob Greaves. You know, I know it sounds mad because we conceded 2 goals, and it's more the fact that he's had a real solid couple of performances since coming back from a bad injury. You know, you think about hamstring as well. Think about his game as well in terms of pace and quick bursts and all the rest of it. So, you know, he's had to get up to speed, and he's done that really well. You know, headed everything, kicked everything, blocked everything, and the passing ability, the link up with Leaf, the link up with Jens and Sammy, and obviously his defensive partners as well. You know, really good performance from Jacob Greaves. Next thing for him is to get a goal, and before he went out injured, he was getting very close with a couple of corners. So who knows, maybe Brighton or City, he could be on the score sheet for that. But yeah, man, Jacob Greaves, for me, man of the match. But yeah, like I said, let's look at the positives, because there are many positives to take there. And, you know, let's keep the faith. First signing is through the door. I did say that was going to take place, you know. Like, you might as well, like I said, man, you might as well call me the Oracle. But Ben Godfrey is through the door, and he's obviously an experienced Premier League player. Got over 100 appearances, I think, in the Prem for Everton. Did play a season and won promotion to the Premier League with the other team in East Anglia. Their name is sorry, I can only say Premier League teams on this video. So yeah, they play in green and yellow. They're in East Anglia, and they've been irrelevant for the past 50 years. I would say Google it, but it probably wouldn't even pop up. But yeah, obviously there's that association, and you know, he seemed to interview well. He seemed to be very, you know, keen to get started. He's a very good player, certainly from what I remember at Everton as well. Very pacey player, someone that wins a lot of one-on-one duels as well. So it'd be interesting to see where he comes into the team, or where he fits in. Does he take that right wing back role and add a bit more balance, like we've got with the left with Leaf, or does he slot inside and O'Shea move across and Wolfie drop out? Who knows? But what I do know is it's more depth, more quality, and someone with it's probably now in our squad the one with the most Premier League experience, or the most appearances anyway. So yeah, very, very intrigued to see how he kind of works out for us this season. But I'll be doing a full kind of video on that and dropping that maybe tomorrow. Any of the signings that we make, I'll do a video for as well, give you my thoughts and predictions, if you like, because at this point you may as well call me the Oracle. But yeah, lots of positives. And let's just move on to the next game. I know it's Bristol Rovers, not even City. Bristol Rovers in the FA Cup on Sunday. I will be going to that game. But yeah, like I said, positives to take. And I'll see you, I guess, tomorrow with the Ben Godfrey video. Catch you later, peeps.